Right, quiet please, class. Yesterday, while giving you an understanding on foundations of Indian culture and civilization, I gave you a brief background of the beginnings of culture with Pleistocene, Holocene, Ice Ages. Then you have Paleolithic Age. While discussing this Paleolithic Age, Old Stone Age, I gave you an understanding on physiological transformation of human beings. From hominid to Homo erectus, from Homo erectus to Homo sapiens. Then we have Paleolithic life path, that is path of culture. What was Paleolithic culture? I told you it's a gregarious, in sense it's not a settled life, moving from one place to the other. Man was essentially a food gatherer. Okay. Stone tools, most important being hand axe. It's that they depended on stone, you call it as a Stone Age. Important Paleolithic sites, Bhimbetka caves in Madhya Pradesh, Adamghar, Borra caves in Vishakhapatnam. Still some disturbance is going on in the class. Borra caves in Vishakhapatnam and Kurnool in Kurnool district, Andhra Pradesh also. You have Neolithics, Paleolithic settlements. While discussing all this, I made a reference to the question given by UPSC. How Paleolithic and Mesolithic art influenced modern art. If you go to Bhimbetka caves, you have nearly 500 rock shelters there. Bhimbetka caves identified as, it is part of World Heritage Site in 2003. Okay. In these caves, on the walls you see the drawings drawn by the people of Paleolithic times. Indian mind, from the beginning, very artistic and a highly sensitive mind. Sensitive in sense reacting to the nature. These paintings, we say, paintings also because they applied natural colors. I'll explain further on that. These drawings, they are the oldest drawings, I should say, of the prehistoric times, Neolithic, prehistoric times of the Paleolithic Age. Right. Then what do we say in these drawings and how they influence modern art? Man reacting to the nature, man, interacting closely with the people and the animals around. That is the theme of these drawings. Community life. People going in groups for hunting, group hunting, group dancing, food gathering, food distribution. All is wonderfully been depicted in this cave art. This theme, today we call it as folk art. F-O-L-K, folk art. You go to tribal museum, there you see tribes going for hunting, food gathering, food distribution, dancing around fire, bonfire, lit the fire and dance. Okay. This is the theme. And in the paintings, you also see techniques they had developed. Without their knowledge, they developed two techniques. Techniques, number one, lining. Okay. By simply drawing lines, you derive the image, what the image you want. Top to bottom, you don't have to draw the entire image. For instance, spectacles, you see, just spectacles and one bald head. That is the painting of Gandhi. Did you observe? Traffic signals also, you see, one round shape there, and below that you have two parallel lines. That's it. This technique is what is called lining, simply lining. Another technique called morphing. What is morphing? We use the technique morphing to get the effect with regarding movement in the painting. That's why you see in the Bhimbetka cave paintings, you see the deer raising its two legs, first two legs in the air, means it's about to jump. Fantastic techniques they developed. I am talking about the art of 39,000 years BC, Paleolithic times. They applied natural colors, extracts from plants, green and blue colors. Okay. Now the question in UPSC for 15 marks, how this painting tradition influenced modern art? Okay. Where do you see answer for this question? Nowhere. We have to apply ourselves and find out the answer. Of course, I have prescribed one textbook, Introduction to Indian Art, Volume 1. There he had discussed this question. Okay. How it influenced the present art. In the present art tradition, we follow all these things. Theme, community life. Folk art or tribal art. Techniques, we follow those techniques even today. I told you lining and morphing. Natural colors, you see, you go to rural area. When we go for decking our house, when we paint, whitewash our house, the border we use red color. Red color we extract it from red soil, mix it up with color, water, and apply for the borders of the house. Are we not using natural colors? You have one school of art, Madhubani art. There, natural colors only they apply. Extracts of the plants. Green plant, if you pulp them, you will get green color. Apply that only. Understand? So, this Paleolithic, Mesolithic art tradition is still influencing the modern art. That's how you have to construct the answer for that. After Paleolithic age, you have Mesolithic age. What is Mesolithic? Mesolithic means a transition period. Up to 39,000 years BC, you have Paleolithic age. From 39 to 10,000 years BC, over a period of 29,000 years, you have Mesolithic. In this transition period, from Paleolithic to Neolithic, Mesolithic, there are significant changes taking place. What are these changes? For the first time, man started using bow and arrow. First time. In Paleolithic age, you have no evidence for usage of bow and arrow. Next, the practices of covering human body with animal skins. In Paleolithic age, man was naked. In Mesolithic age, you have the practice of covering the human body with animal skins appeared. In Paleolithic times, dead body is simply left like that. In Mesolithic age, you have for the first time burial system. Burial practices appeared. In this burial, it is open burial, not closed burial. Why they left their dead body like that? They dug the pit, kept the dead body there, and left it like that. They have not closed the burial. It is an open burial. Why they kept the burial an open burial? It's because they believed in transmigration of soul. For them, the fellow dead would come back again. They believed in the future birth of the soul. That's why they had not closed the burial. Right. So, open burial system, it is called. This appeared in Mesolithic age. Right. In Mesolithic age, most important thing is small stone tools appeared for the first time. In Paleolithic age, you are using the stone as a raw stone just like that. There is no technical perfection there in making stone tools. Whereas in Mesolithic age, you are cutting the stone into small particles and convert them into tools. Small blades, right? Borers, pointers. These small stone tools of Mesolithic age, we call them microliths. That's the question in UPSC. Where do you see microliths? Microliths are found in the Mesolithic age. Okay. Mesolithic age also had seen domestication of animals. Man is turning friendly with goat, sheep, dog, and all that. Domestication. Where do you see this domestication? In the site called Adamghar. Sir, you said Paleolithic age site Adamghar, Bhimbetka. In Mesolithic age also Bhimbetka and Adamghar? Yes. Paleolithic sites continued even during Mesolithic age. In Adamghar, we have earliest evidence for domestication of animals. This is about Mesolithic age. Right. At a place called Bagor in Rajasthan, okay, you have microlith industry. The most important Mesolithic site in India, Bagor in Rajasthan. Well expanded, Mesolithic age site. After Mesolithic age, we have Neolithic age. It's entirely a different story. Okay. Continue the dictation. Where did I stop yesterday? Earliest hand axe found Madrasian industry and all that. Fine. Continue the dictation. Next part. Important Paleolithic sites. Subheading. Important Paleolithic sites. Bhimbetka caves. Bhimbetka caves. Adhamgar caves. Both in Madhya Pradesh. Bhimbetka and Adamgar caves, both in Madhya Pradesh. Borra caves in AP, Andhra Pradesh. And Kurnool in AP, or the important sites, or the important Paleolithic sites. Full stop. Paleolithic culture, next paragraph. Paleolithic cultures were also found in the Son Valley, S-O-A-N, Son Valley, Punjab, Belan Valley, B-E-L-A-N, Belan Valley, UP, Uttar Pradesh, Narmada Valley, Narmada, N-A-R-M-A-D, Narmada Valley, and Krishna Godavari river valleys. Krishna Godavari river valleys. Full stop. Next paragraph. Bhimbetka and Adamgar caves. Bhimbetka and Adamgar caves. Madhya Pradesh. Adamgar caves are known for Paleolithic and Mesolithic cave art. Paleolithic and Mesolithic cave art. A-R-T, art. Underline cave art. The people of the times, people of Paleolithic and Mesolithic times, people of the times had drawn the images of the animals they had come across and reflected their community life, in the drawings. Full stop. Scenes, S-C-E-N-E-S, scenes of group hunting, group dancing, food gathering and distribution, are generally the themes of the drawings. Generally, the theme, underline themes of the drawings. Full stop. Next paragraph. Underline technique. Technique-wise, next paragraph. Technique-wise, they used two techniques. They developed two techniques, right, like that. They developed two techniques. Lining, L-I-N-E, lining and morphing, lining and morphing. Full stop. Technique lining is used for getting the image with simple lines, full stop. Whereas the technique morphing is used for getting the effect with regarding the movement of the animals. full stop. Next paragraph. Color composition wise, WISC, color composition, underline color composition. Color composition wise, green and blue colors are often found, full stop. They applied natural colors and extracts of plants, full stop. Next paragraph. In all the three above regards, comma, theme-wise, technique-wise, all the three regards means theme-wise, comma, technique-wise, and color composition-wise, Paleolithic and Mesolithic art cave art is still influencing the present art, the modern art. Full stop. In today's modern art, called folk art, FOLK, or tribal art, the themes are just the same. What are the themes? Themes are just the same, within brackets, group hunting, group dancing, food gathering and distribution. Brackets close. In general, the today's tribal art or modern art, today's tribal art or folk art, or folk, FOLK, folk art, reflects community life. Full stop. Just as that, community life, full stop. Just as that, comma, techniques like lining and morphing, are very much followed even today. In the modern art. Full stop. Application of natural colors. Is a quite prominent aspect is quite a prominent aspect of today's Madhubani. Today's Madhubani, Madhubani, Madhubani art tradition. Madhubani art tradition. Full stop. In village society, even today, same paragraph. In village society, even today, we apply natural colors and colorful mud waters. When houses are whitewashed, when homes are whitewashed or houses whitewashed. Full stop. Next paragraph. Thus the traditions developed, thus THUS, thus the traditions developed from Paleolithic and Mesolithic times continued even today. Full stop. Next paragraph. Give the subheading. Mesolithic age. MESO. Mesolithic age. Mesolithic age within brackets. 39,000 to 10,000. 39,000 to 10,000 BC. Before Christ. Brackets close. It was a transition period. Mesolithic age, a transition period. From Paleolithic to Neolithic. Paleolithic to Neolithic. Neolithic age. Full stop. Next paragraph. Important developments. Developments during this age were, underline developments. Developments during this age were, semicolon number 1. Small stone tools. Small stone tools, TOOL, tools called microliths. Underline microliths. Very important. Mark it important. Microliths were being manufactured. Small stone tools called microliths were being manufactured for the first time. Next, number 2. The usage of bow and arrow. Usage of bow, B-O-W, bow and arrow, A-R-R-O-W, arrow, started for the first time. Next. Practices like covering human body, with animal skins, and open burial system and open burial system all appeared for the first time. First, next. Domestication of animals. Domestication of animals started for the first time. Full stop. In a site called Adhamgar, Adhamgar, A-D-H-A-M, Adhamgar, G-A-R-H. We have written already, Adhamgar in Madhya Pradesh. In a site called Adhamgar, okay, the earliest evidence for domestication, mark it important, earliest evidence, first evidence for domestication of animals is found in Adhamgar cave drawings, otherwise cave paintings. In Adhamgar cave drawings, we also find the scene of hunting rhinos. We also find the scene of hunting rhinos, R-H-I-N-O, rhinos. Full stop. Next paragraph. In another Mesolithic site called site called Bagor, B-A-G-O-R, Bagor in Rajasthan, microlith industry, Bagor in Rajasthan, microlith industry is found quite extensively. It's found quite extensively. Full stop. Bagor is the best Mesolithic site preserved. Bagor, the best Mesolithic site. Best Mesolithic site in India. Best Mesolithic site preserved in India. Fine. Put a full stop there. Now listen. We have come up to the end of Mesolithic age. I said Neolithic age, it's entirely a different story. From 4500 BC onwards, you have Neolithic age, New Stone Age. If anyone asks you a question, see, I have covered world history for you people. Right? In world history, industrial evolution, while discussing industrial evolution, I told you, there are two events that changed the course of history of mankind. One is Neolithic Revolution. The other one is Industrial Evolution. Right, very good. Neolithic Revolution. Neolithic age called Neolithic Revolution. Okay. What was such great changes that had taken place in Neolithic age? You call it a revolution. First and the foremost important change. Man had become food producer. With Neolithic age, man no longer food gatherer, he is food producer. In other words, the process of cultivation, agriculture, it started for the first time in the Neolithic age. Where actually you see agriculture started for the first time? In the Nile Valley, Africa, around 8000 years BC, agriculture started for the first time. From there, agriculture got diffused. The knowledge of agriculture got spread, diffused to different parts. Entered India via Central Asia. These crops, wheat, barley, they are not our crops. They came to India via Central Asia. Our native crop, rice. So, point here is, agriculture started for the first time in the Neolithic age, transforming the society, human society, from food gathering to food producing stage. This is your first question in Gender Studies 1992, quite some time back. Human society transformed from food gathering to food producing stage during Neolithic age. Man is now not so much dependent upon nature. He is no more food gatherer, food producer. Once he knew how to produce food, how to go for cultivation, within 12,000 years, this fellow created 2 world wars. Look at this fellow, how dangerous man is. Man, very dangerous fellow. Before 8000 BC, he was virtually a beggar. Okay. Uncivilized fellow, killing animals, eating flesh and all. Now, once he learnt how to go for agriculture, produce, he turned highly selfish. Within 12,000 years, he created 2 world wars. So, question, when you talk of development and progress, what development you want? Progress, what type of progress? Is it simply materialistic progress or human mind, human progress? Unfortunately, human beings are not seen today. Get the point? Man is withering. You can only see wild animals and the curb of man. Right. In Neolithic revolution, first important change was cultivation process started. In this cultivation process, it was woman first to take the lead, not man. That's why I told you, history of mankind does not mean simply mankind, it's womankind also. It was woman who had gone for agriculture first. How do you know? You were not there to see. Understand? Who had gone for agriculture? You were there to see. Then how do you say that women were the first to go for agriculture? Okay. You man, if you wanted to establish the fact that you have started the agriculture, try first sowing the seed and harvesting the crop. Let men go to the agriculture fields. With a little bit of understanding, you can understand. You are employing male coolie or female coolie for sowing the seed and harvesting the crop. Male or female? Huh? Why not male? You employ male coolies. Ask the fellow, sow the seed and harvest the crop. He will blow 6 BDs and 4 cigarettes. Understand? his spinal cord is not elastic. Woman's spinal cord is elastic. She could remain like that in the bending posture, not even raising head. Man can't bend like that. Okay. That's why when women go for yoga, they pick up very fast yoga. Their body is very elastic. This fellow can't bend his, stomach and all other problems are there. Okay. Just you see National Geography channel, lion or lioness which goes for hunting. Lioness goes for hunting. Lion only supervisory. Understand? Lion, the most insecure fellow in this world. Lion, if someone says that you are like a lion, don't accept it. Get the point? Lion will never come alone. It will come only in the group. Whereas tiger comes alone. If someone says you are like tiger, okay, take pride in it. Yes, I am like tiger. Understand? Because tiger faces always alone. It goes for hunting or it faces any challenge all alone. Okay. Lion has no guts. Its appearance wise it looks So in group it's lion mentality you can see. Outside the group lion is not so strong. It's very insecure animal. Anyway. So it's here women started agriculture first. Sowing the seed, harvesting the crop, they all go with women. That's precisely the reason why prehistoric society is matriarchal. Mother the head of the family. Mother controlled production, distribution. Got the point? That's why in Indus Valley you have mother being projected, goddesses of progeny, prosperity. Okay. Between father and mother, mother most auspicious, Shubhaprada. That's why you touch the feet. First you have to touch the feet of mother, not father. Understand? Mother is the progeny. These ideas, concepts developed in the prehistoric societies is because agriculture started first with women. Second important development, in Neolithic times, you had pots being manufactured. Pottery. If someone asks you a question, what is the importance of pottery? Don't say that, sir, pot is for storing water, food, grain. Nonsense, you understand? That is not the answer for a history student. Got the point? Importance of pottery is, pottery establishes the identity of a race, R-A-C-E, race. For instance, you have given me this pottery. Let us say this bottle pot. Okay. You have given me this. Asked me to comment on this. I look at this pot, test the pot. Very lovely pot, yes, with painting around. Looks like glossy, shiny. Only Indus Valley people would make a pottery like this. By looking at the pot, I am establishing the identity of the people of Indus Valley times. Indus Valley people only can make a pottery like that. No one can make. You have given me another pot. इसके बारे में क्या बोलते? बेकार है. Only Aryans make this type of no technical skill. No technical skill. Get the point? So I am able to establish the identity of an Aryan or a non-Aryan or an Indus Valley people or someone by looking at the pottery they manufacture. It is just like I can figure you out by looking at your script. Okay. I have 100 scripts. By looking at the script, I can say, such a lovely handwriting. This handwriting is only that of that girl. Topper. Fantastic handwriting. I don't have to see the name also. By looking at it, I can say. Just as that. By looking at the pottery, you can establish the identity of race. That is the purpose of pottery. Sir, you mean to say all Neolithic cultures had the knowledge of pottery? No, my dear. Only some Neolithic cultures manufactured pots. Neolithic cultures with the knowledge of making pottery, we call them ceramic cultures. Neolithic cultures without the knowledge of pottery are ceramic. Simply add a. Ceramic and aceramic. Aceramic means Neolithic cultures without the knowledge of pottery. Right. Credit goes to India for giving the world oldest pottery. At a place called Chopani Mando in UP, you have the evidence for world's earliest handmade pottery. So pots appeared. You are making pot with the help of wheel made pottery. You turn the wheel, right? And you place the clay there, and with great skill you mold the pot. Right? You must have seen how the potters make the pot. Right. Same wheel was used for transportation. I mean, in the Neolithic age, you have carts. Carts drawn by oxen. Oxen, not oxes, oxen. Buffaloes. So you have bullock carts appeared in the Neolithic age. Small size huts were being built. I mean, typical village life started in the Neolithic age. Without these developments, culture, no chance of being transformed into civilization. So, which age is important for culture to transform into civilization? Neolithic age. Neolithic age gave the solid foundation for a culture to transform into civilization. Then, where do you see Neolithic cultures? In India. Kashmir to Kanyakumari, you have Neolithic cultures. Except the state Kerala, you don't have Neolithic cultures in Kerala. It's so thickly vegetated Kerala, you don't see Neolithic sites there. All over India, we have Neolithic sites. Right? Take a note. Neolithic age, give the subheading. Neolithic age, 10,000, within brackets, 10,000 to 4,500. 10,000 to 4,500 BC. Brackets close. For the great changes taken place Neolithic age was called Neolithic Revolution. Underline Neolithic Revolution. Full stop. The great changes were number one, agriculture started for the first time. Agriculture started for the first time. Transforming human society. From food gathering to food producing stage. Market very important. From food gathering to food producing stage. Full stop. Agriculture started for the first time. It started for the first time in the Nile Valley. In the Nile, Nile, N capital letter, Nile Valley, Africa. From there, the knowledge got spread. Knowledge of agriculture got spread to different parts of the world. Crops like wheat and barley, entered India via Central Asia. Full stop. Next paragraph. In the cultivation process, it was women who took the lead first. As she controlled the production, as women controlled the production, she became the head of the family. Full stop. This was why in general prehistoric societies were matriarchal. Mother the head of the family. matriarchal. Matriarchal. Next paragraph, next point. Wheel made pottery. Wheel, W-H-E-E-L. Wheel made pottery appeared for the first time. Full stop. At a place called Chopani Mando, at a place called Chopani, Chopani Mando, M-U-N-D-O, in UP, Uttar Pradesh. Chopani Mando in UP in India, Uttar Pradesh. Evidence for world's first handmade pottery. World's first handmade pottery comes from full stop. Next paragraph. All the Neolithic cultures had no knowledge All the Neolithic cultures had no knowledge of pot making, full stop. Neolithic cultures with the knowledge of pot making, Neolithic cultures with the knowledge of pot making were called ceramic, C-E-R-A-M-I-C, ceramic, comma. Without the knowledge of pot making, without the knowledge of pot making, were a ceramic. Simply add a ceramic. Underline ceramic and a ceramic. Full stop. Next paragraph. Pottery helps us in establishing the identity of a race. In establishing the identity of a race, R-A-C-E, race. Mark it important, my dear. Full stop. Next paragraph, next point. Wheel was used for transportation. Wheel was used for transportation. Next paragraph. Settled village life appeared. Next point, next paragraph. Settled village life appeared. Village life appeared for the first time. Small huts, same paragraph, small hut, H-U-T, huts were being built for habitation. Full stop. Thus, Neolithic cultures, next paragraph, thus THUS, thus Neolithic cultures laid solid foundations for transforming culture into civilization. Transforming culture into civilization. Full stop. Now listen. What are the important Neolithic sites in India? To begin with, Balochistan. Sir, Balochistan is part of Pakistan. You say it is India? ऐसा questions नहीं पूछना हमें. There is nothing called Balochistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, right? It's only after 1947. In prehistoric times, there is nothing called Afghanistan, Pakistan. Right? That's why we use the word Indian subcontinent. In Indian subcontinent, to begin with, you have Mehergarh, very, very important Neolithic site. Mehergarh, located in Balochistan. Importance of Mehergarh. This is the first Neolithic site where cultivation started in India. Cultivation of cotton, cultivation of agriculture crops. It all started first in Mehergarh. Okay. That's why it is bread basket of Baluchistan. You call it Mehergarh, bread basket. Okay. Mehergarh, very closely connected to Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia means Iraq. Class, please remember, Mesopotamian civilization, world's first civilization. It's much older than that of Indus Valley civilization. Okay. When Baluchistan culture called Mehergarh culture in Baluchistan maintained contacts with Mesopotamia means definitely Mehergarh played a very important role in developing Indus Valley civilization. Are you understanding? First civilization in the world? Mesopotamian. Indus Valley, world's biggest, not first, world's biggest. Which Neolithic culture responsible for the beginnings of Indus Valley civilization? It was Mehergarh. Mehergarh Neolithic culture in Baluchistan maintained contacts with Mesopotamia. That's how Mehergarh, the Neolithic site, later became responsible for Indus Valley civilization. I will explain how it became responsible later. I am just discussing importance of Mehergarh. All the Neolithic sites, they end by 4500 BC. You see, I have given you the span of time, 10,000 to 4500. Whereas Mehergarh continued to survive even after 4500 BC. That way, Mehergarh survived for the longest tenure. The most survived Neolithic culture, Mehergarh culture. Clear? Every Neolithic site I am going to discuss. Each site has some unique aspect or the other. Now you go to Kashmir. In Kashmir you have two cultures, Burzum and Gofral. Burzum culture. Here, people of Kashmir, they prefer to live under the surface of the earth, not on the surface of the earth. Because Kashmir comes under extreme cold climatic zone. Today you see we are all shivering due to this weather. Okay. In Delhi. Think of Kashmir. That too in prehistoric times. So people prefer to live under the surface of the earth by digging pits. This is called pit dwelling. Pit dwelling is found in Burzum. That is the question in your UPSC prelims. In Burzum, interestingly, you come across a very peculiar burial practice called double burial system. Double burial system means the fellow dead is buried on the left side. This space is kept vacant for his beloved ones to be buried when they die. Are you understanding? The fellow dead husband. Okay. When his wife dies, she will be buried here. The fellow dead has pet dogs. Okay. When these pet dogs die, they will be buried here. So, it is a burial for more than one. Then it is called double burial. Are you understanding? This double burial system, very peculiar in Burzum. You don't see this anywhere else. Quite nearby Burzum, you have Gofral. Potter's Cave. Gofral literally means in the local language, literal meaning, potmaker's cave, Gofkral. There in Gofkral, you see microliths, small stone tools, very sharply chiseled. If you go to archaeology museum, you don't require someone to tell you that these tools belong to Paleolithic age, these tools belong to Mesolithic age, these are Neolithic age. You can make out on your own. Okay. Paleolithic tools, no technical perfection, raw stone. Paleolithic tool. Mesolithic, microliths, small stone tools, not so sharp. Whereas Neolithic tools, very sharp. Stone blades, cutters, pointers, borers, very sharp. In Gofkral, we have microliths, very sharply chiseled stone tools found. Now come to UP. In UP, you have Chopani Mando, which gave us world's first pottery. That apart, remember, Chopani Mando is also the place where you see all the stages of development of culture. I mean, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic. All these cultures continued to survive, continued in Chopani Mando. Quite nearby Chopani Mando, you have Mahagara. Mahagara comes close to Allahabad region also. That's where you have the earliest evidence for the cultivation of rice. Earliest evidence for the cultivation of rice in the world. It comes from Mahagara. UP, the main center for rice cultivation. From UP, you go to Bihar. In Bihar, you have Chirand. Chirand. Chirand culture. Here you see bones made of not only animals but also human beings. Tools made of animal bones and human bones. Human beings' bones. Our, bone of hands, hand bones, leg bones, they are used for making tools. Okay. Tools made of human bones, animal bones, you find it in Chirand, Bihar. Go to West Bengal. Here you have two sites, Selvalgiri and Pandurajar Dhabi. These two sites, unique for what? Here we see agriculture, but without domestication of animals. This is very interesting. In West Bengal Neolithic cultures, we have evidence for agriculture, but no evidence for domestication of animals. Right. Now come to south. I mean, below Maharashtra, you have South India. In South India, most of the Neolithic sites are located in the present state Karnataka. Karnataka, yes. Maski, I am telling you a very important site, my dear. Maski, Neolithic site. Not only a Neolithic site, importance of Maski. In Maski, you also had come across Samrat Ashok's inscription. Samrat Ashok, in his inscriptions, never reveals his actual name. He addresses you as Devanam Priya, Priyadarshi, addressing you. That's how he starts. This remained for a long time a very big controversy. Who was this Devanam Priya and Priyadarshi? Can you call him Ashok? Or Ashok's grandfather Chandragupta Maurya? Because Chandragupta Maurya also took the same titles, Devanam Priya and Priyadarshi. So who was this Devanam Priya and Priyadarshi in question? Was it Ashok or Chandragupta? That's the controversy. Ending this controversy once for all, in Musky you had come across one inscription, Ashok's inscription. There Ashok reveals his actual name. Devanam Priya Priyadarshi, otherwise Samrat Ashok. Clearly, he established that it was Samrat Ashok. So Musky in Karnataka, not only a Neolithic site, a site known for Ashok's inscription. Pikli Hall, Takkalikota, Teenar Sipur, these are all other important Neolithic sites in Karnataka. Payampalli in Tamil Nadu, Kalyandurg in Andhra Pradesh, Utnur and Nagarjun Sagar in present Telangana. I already told you, in Kerala you have no Neolithic site. Very thickly vegetated Kerala, dense forest. Understand? Then what is so unique about South Indian Neolithic cultures? South Indian Neolithic cultures, they were the first to cultivate a crop, ragi. Have you heard of ragi? Rai, R-I, Rai. So long as you have been taking ragi, rai, no disease like diabetes, BP and all that. Even today, Northern Karnataka people, they are very much used to take ragi. That's why that sugar patients ratio is much less there. Whole problem is because you drifted away from ragi to rice. Rice. R-I-C, rice. Rice is the culprit. The more the rice you take, more glucose levels you'll generate, your body generate. Glycemic index is more in rice. That causes diabetes. That's why people of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, rice bowl of India, Andhra Pradesh, they are the worst sufferers, affected by diabetes. Hyderabad, the diabetes capital of India. Similarly, Delhi, now Delhi is weighing with Hyderabad. Be careful what the food that you people are eating there. The dirty fellows, they are using contaminated oils in Rajendra Nagar. Horrible oils they use. And maida, very difficult to digest. Finally, what happens? That, it gets piled on, right? Your glucose levels will go very high in blood. Very dangerous. Ragi crop, highly nutritious crop, ragi. This started first in South India. And in South Indian Neolithic cultures, very interestingly, you come across huge ash mounds. Ash mound, M-O-U-N-D, mounds. I have not mentioned this word ash mounds so far. You don't see ash mounds in North Indian Neolithic sites. You see them only in South Indian Neolithic sites. What do they suggest? Huge ash mounds found in the South Indian Neolithic sites suggest extensive cultivation. You have to bring more land under cultivation. When you have to bring more land under cultivation, you have burned the forest. You have to burn the forest. When you burn the forest, what will happen? Ash formation takes place. Nice. So you have Neolithic cultures, you see, spread all over India. These are important Neolithic cultures. Take a note. Important Neolithic sites. Number one, Baluchistan. Number one, wait. Number one, Meherghar. Mehergarh in Balochistan is the most important Neolithic site. It survived for the longest period. Most important Neolithic site, survived for the longest period. It survived even after Neolithic age. It survived even after Neolithic age. After Neolithic age. Full stop. It is the first Neolithic site where agriculture started for the first time in India. Where agriculture started for the first time in India. First. People of Mehergarh also cultivated barley. Also cultivated, barley, wheat, and cotton. Cultivated barley, wheat, and cotton. Full stop. It was called, Mehergarh was called bread basket of Balochistan. Bread basket. Inverted commas. Bread basket of Balochistan. Full stop. It maintained contacts with Mehergarh maintained contacts with Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia, within brackets, Iraq. Iraq, brackets close. The first civilization in the world. First civilization in the world. Thus, Mehergarh responsible for, market important, Mehergarh culture, or Mehergarh responsible for the beginnings of IVC, beginnings of Indus Valley civilization. Mehergarh responsible for the beginnings of Indus Valley civilization because it maintained contacts with Mesopotamia. Full stop. I will explain how it was responsible later. Next, number 2. Next Indus Valley, next Neolithic site. Next Neolithic site, Burzum. Burzhom. Burzum. Burzum in Kashmir. In Kashmir is known for, it is known for pit dwelling, living in pits, pit dwelling, inverted commas, pit dwelling and double burial system. and double burial system. Double burial system within brackets. A burial for more than one. A burial for more than one. Brackets close. Next, Neolithic site, Gofcrawl. Gofcrawl. Gofcrawl in Kashmir. It's also in Kashmir. Full stop. The literal meaning of the word, literal meaning of the name Gofcrawl, literal meaning of the name Gofcrawl is inverted commas, Potter, P-O-T-T-E-R, Potter's Cave, Potter's C-A-V-E cave. Potters stay in the cave. That cave is meant for potters. That is what is the literal meaning. Potter's Cave, C-A-V, inverted commas close. It was also a major center for microlith industry. Fine. Next site, third one, Chopani Mando. Chopani Mando in UP is the site where the world's earliest pot is found. Is the site where world's earliest pottery, earliest handmade pottery is found. Moreover, all the sequential, one after the other, all the sequential stages of cultural development, sequential stages of cultural development, within brackets, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic. Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic is found at Chopani Mando, is found here. Full stop. Next, after Chopani Mando, Mahagara. Mahagara in UP near Allahabad gives us evidence, gives us the earliest evidence, very important, gives us earliest evidence for cultivation of rice in the world. Mark it, very important. Next. Earliest evidence means first time, Right? Next. Next place, Chirand. Next Neolithic site, Chirand in Bihar. Chirand in Bihar is known for tools, TOOLS, tools made of human and animal bones. Human and animal bones. Next, Selbalgiri. Selbalgiri and Pandurajar Dabi. Pandurajar Dabi are the two Neolithic sites in West Bengal. Full stop. Here agriculture was practiced. Very important. Agriculture practiced without domestication of animals. Without domestication of animals. Fine. Next paragraph. In South India, maximum number of Neolithic cultures are located in the state Karnataka, full stop. They included Neolithic cultures in Karnataka. They included number 1, Musky. Mark it, very important. Musky, M-A-S-K-I. The name of the place, Musky. Within brackets. It was not only a Neolithic site, but also known for Samrat Ashok's inscription. In which he disclosed his actual name. Inscription, in which he revealed or disclosed his actual name. Brackets close. Full stop. Okay. The other sites in Karnataka, write like that. The other sites are Pickley Hall, T. Narsipur, Takkalikota, and సంగణకళ్ళు and సంగణకళ్ళు. Full stop. In Tamil Nadu, Payampalli and Hosur both come under Tamil Nadu. Next, in AP, Kalyan Durg, in Telangana, in the state of Telangana, Utnur, UTNUR, Utnur and Nagarjun Sagar. Full stop. Next paragraph. The South Indian cultures, Neolithic cultures, next paragraph, South Indian Neolithic cultures were the first to cultivate ragi, R-A-G-I, or ragi. Full stop. They are also known for, South Indian Neolithic cultures are also known for very huge, very big, very huge ash mounds, A-S-H, ash mound, M-O-U-N-D, A-S-H, ash mound, M-O-U-N-D, mounds, underline ash mounds, suggesting extensive cultivation by burning the forests. Full stop. Right. You go for your break. Right. Now listen. After Neolithic age, man discovered the usage of metals. First metal discovered, copper. Chemical name for copper. When I started the class, you please stop, discussing things with others. Don't create, noise here in the class. Right. Chemical name for copper, chalco. That is the chemical name. When copper was discovered, it does not mean man stopped using stone. Even today we are using stone, my dear. If you go to your remote villages, You don't have electronic grinders there. We are using stone grinders only. So in a way we are still in Stone Age. When we say Stone Ages ended and Metal Ages started, it meant new metal entered. It does not mean the earlier usage of stone ended. In history, it won't happen like that. This evening, one age ends, tomorrow morning one new age starts. ऐसा नहीं होता. Got the point? Okay. Don't take things in the literal sense of the word. One age ended does not mean that evening, that night one age ends. Very nice day. One new age starts, right? It means that new development had taken place. Earlier developments continued. At the point, they won't end. So man was using at a time stone plus copper. That's why it's called Chalcolithic age. It was during this age, 4500 to 2500, that the beginnings of Indus Valley civilization started. Beginnings of IBC can be traced to Chalcolithic age. How would you trace it to Chalcolithic age? I will discuss later when I go to Indus Valley times. Now, where do you see Chalcolithic cultures? Sites of Chalcolithic times, 4500 to 2500. You see in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Malwa, that is Madhya Pradesh. You don't have Chalcolithic sites in Bihar, Bengal, and down the south, down the South India. That's why these areas, they became part of the Indus Valley civilization. The sites wherever you find Chalcolithic culture. In Rajasthan, we have Gilund, Aharar, Kalibangan, Ganeshwar. Okay. These are the places where you see Chalcolithic culture. Ahar culture means Ahar settlement in Rajasthan during Chalcolithic times. Gilund, there is other place in Rajasthan. Similarly, Kalibangan, Kala, black, Bangan, bangle. Kalibangan, a very important site in the Indus Valley times also. It continued even during the Indus Valley times, appeared in the Chalcolithic age. Right. So Kalibangan, Ganeshwar, there is another place called Ganeshwar. This place, Ganeshwar, provided copper objects for entire Indus Valley zone. In Rajasthan, you have Khetri mines. Khetri mines are known for copper. Okay. This place, Ganeshwar, its actual name, Ambavati, Amralipti, Tambavati. Tamba means copper. Place known for copper smelting and copper processing, Tambavati, otherwise called Ganeshwar. So in Rajasthan, you have very well developed Chalcolithic settlements in Rajasthan. Below Rajasthan, you have Gujarat. There you have a place called Prabhas, Prabhas, not the hero of Bahubali, understand? Right? Prabhas culture means is the name of the village in Gujarat. It comes under Chalcolithic times. Then below Gujarat, you have Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, there is a place called Jorwe, Jorwe. Closely connected to Jorwe, in and around Jorwe, you have 4 villages. This cluster of villages, Jorwe and the villages connected to Jorwe, you call it Jorwe culture because they are very closely connected to Jorwe. What are the villages? Inamgam, okay, Nivesha, Inamgam, Daimabad, they all come under Jorvi culture. Of these places in Maharashtra, Inamgam very, very important for us. In archaeology, in prehistoric times, if we have 20 huts found in a place, that itself is a big settlement. Okay. Whereas in Inamgam, you come across nearly 100 houses. Means very big settlement, Inamgam. Inamgam would have definitely become a town. Understand? 100 houses. Very big settlement of the Chalcolithic times. You find it at Inamgam. What else you see in Inamgam? When you enter the site Inamgam, it's very interesting. You come across a small sized dam built on a stream. Okay. Whenever you see dams in prehistoric times, okay, who strike in your mind? Indus Valley people. Indus Valley people experts in constructing dams. I don't know how many of you had seen a movie, Mohenjo-daro, Hrithik Roshan's movie. They tried their best to come closer to the reality. At the point. There you are shown a massive flood inundating the city, Mohenjo-daro. There you are also shown how they control the flow of the waters, flood waters. Indus Valley people experts. Understand? Engineering marvels, I will tell you when I go to Indus Valley times. Unless you know the greatness of Indus Valley civilization, you don't find yourself interested in the chapter. Problem is that we read without interest. Okay. Lack of involvement, I told you. Understand? So in Inamgam, you come across a small sized dam built on a stream regulating the flow of water. In Inamgam, you also see the image of Mother Goddess, Matrudevata. Indus Valley people, in their religion, the most prominent aspect is worshipping Mother Goddess. Mother, source of strength, progeny, prosperity, wealth, Mother. Understand? This concept, this, understanding, this idea, Mother the head of the family, Mother the source of strength, Mother the source of prosperity, is expressed in the form of figurines they make, terracotta figurines. Terracotta figurines means clay dolls. Terracotta figures means clay dolls. In Inamgam, you had come across one clay doll of a Mother Goddess. Okay. When I am giving you all these, evidences, I am trying to construct the relationship between Chalcolithic cultures and the Indus Valley civilization. Very good. Indus Valley civilization. Similarly, in Inamgam, you had come across the image of a bull. Bull sacred for Indus Valley people. In Indus Valley times, you find a type of Shaivism, worshipping Shiva. Understand? Bull is the vehicle of Shiva. Bull sacred for Indus Valley people. All these were found in Inamgam. Closely connected to Inamgam, you have Daimabad. Daimabad, very big settlement. Estimated population nearly 4,000. 4,000 population. When you go to Mohenjo-daro, you will be awestruck. The site Mohenjo-daro, okay, the largest, with an estimated population of 55,000. Imagine the size of the site. Okay. So here in Maharashtra, we have very important Chalcolithic cultures. At Nivesha, wide extensive agriculture had taken place. Agriculture is the basis for economic prosperity. Any development, particularly in prehistoric times, it would go first with agriculture. Agriculture would provide the basis. Right. From Maharashtra, you go to Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh, Chalcolithic culture, you call it Malwa culture. Malwa. Under this Malwa culture, you have two places. One is Iran, E-R-A-N, Iran. The other one is Navadotali. In Navadotali, you come across cultivation of all the food grains. All the food grains, wheat, barley, rice, understand, cereals, they are all cultivated in Navadotali. At Iran, you come across very huge walls resembling fortification. Understand? In Indus Valley sites also you see fortification. This is found in Iran. Both Navadotali and Iran, they manufactured very beautiful pottery. Pottery of Chalcolithic times, the best pottery of Chalcolithic times found at Navadotali and Iran, Malwa cultures. Right. These are the important Chalcolithic sites. By 2500 BC, now man entered into another metal age. He discovered bronze. How do you derive bronze? You derive bronze by mixing copper with tin. Copper plus tin gives you bronze. My dear, remember, when we entered into Bronze Age, Indus Valley civilization, which started in the Chalcolithic age, had seen its highest stage of development, reached its highest stage of development, and at the same time ended. I mean, Indus Valley's pinnacle of its glory and Indus Valley's downfall, all had taken place in the Bronze Age. Which age? Bronze Age. I mean 2500 to 1750 BC. You mean by 1750 BC Indus Valley ended? Yes, my dear. Indus Valley civilization ended. That itself is a very big controversy. How to understand the end of Indus Valley civilization? When I go to Indus Valley civilization, I will discuss all that. Okay. There is a gap. We call it Dark Age. 1750 to 1500 BC. For 250 years, we don't know what's actually happening in India, particularly in this zone, Indus Valley zone. By 1500 BC, you have a new civilization developed. You call it Vedic, Aryan, Vedic civilization developed. 1500 to 1000, you call it early Vedic, otherwise Rigvedic. First Veda, Rigveda. That's why early Vedic or Rigvedic. From 1000 to 600 BC, later Vedic. Why I am discussing all that? By 1000 BC, okay, another metal appeared, that is iron. Iron. What is today's metal age? Iron Age. We are all in Iron Age. Iron Age, which started around 1000 years BC, is still going on. Krishna Ayas. Krishna, black. Ayas, metal. Sanskrit word. This is about metal ages. Right. Now you can straight away go to Indus Valley civilization. Clear? Take a note. Give the subheading Chalcolithic Age. Chalco, Chalco, Lith, Lith, Chalcolithic age. Chalcolithic age within brackets 4500 to 2500 BC. 4500 to 2500 BC, before Christ. Brackets close. The first metal discovered by man, metal discovered by man was copper. Copper, comma, its chemical name chalco. Its chemical name chalco, CHALC. Full stop. At the same time, stone continued. At the same time, usage of stone continued. As such, it was called Chalcolithic. Chalcolithic age. Full stop. It was during this age, next paragraph, it was during Chalcolithic age the beginnings of IVC, beginnings of Indus Valley civilization, IVC, started. Full stop. Next paragraph. Important Chalcolithic sites. Subheading: Important Chalcolithic sites. Number 1. In Rajasthan, Ahar culture, AHAR, Ahar culture, comma, Gilund culture, Banas culture, Ahar, Gilund, Banas culture, Soti culture, and Soti, write like this, and Soti, SOTHI. All come under Chalcolithic age. Ahar, Gilund, Banas, and Soti cultures all come under Chalcolithic age. Full stop. Fine. Under Soti culture, closely connected to Soti. Under Soti culture, important Chalcolithic site developed was Kalibangan, Kali, Kalibangan. Full stop. Next paragraph. In another site called Ganeshwar, in Rajasthan, smelting and processing of copper started. Smelting and processing of copper took place. Not started, took place. Full stop. The site Ganeshwar provided copper tools and implements for entire IVC. Full stop. As it was the major center for copper, Ganeshwar, major center for copper. Its other name, Tambavati. Tamra means copper. Its other name, Tambavati. Full stop. Similarly, Khetri mines in Rajasthan. Khetri mines also produce copper. Full stop. Next paragraph. In Gujarat, Prabhas culture, Prabhas, Prabhas culture, and in Maharashtra, Jorwe, Jorwe, Jorwe culture, both come under Chalcolithic age. Full stop. Next paragraph. Jorwe in Maharashtra is closely connected to group of villages. Group of villages, Nivesha, Inamgam, Gaon, G-A-O-N, Inangam, and Daimabad. Nivesha, Inangam, and Daimabad. Full stop. At Nivesha in Maharashtra, Nivesha, extensive agriculture was practiced. Full stop. Next paragraph. Inamgam, the most important Second one, Inamgam, the most important Chalcolithic site under the Jorvi culture. Under the Jorvi culture. Full stop. It was a settlement with nearly 100 houses. Inamgam settlement of nearly 100 houses, comma, a semi-urban center, SEMI, not fully developed urban center, semi-urban center, full stop. Here we find, in Inamgam, we find a small size dam, comma, image of Mother Goddess, and image of bull. All suggest established contacts. They all suggest evidences or suggest established contacts between Indus Valley Civilization, IVC, Indus Valley Civilization, and the Chalcolithic sites, between IVC and Chalcolithic sites, SITES, full stop. Next paragraph. Daimabad, DIAMABAD, Daimabad, a well-developed site with an estimated population of nearly 4,000. Full stop. Next paragraph. In Madhya Pradesh, Chalcolithic culture was called Malwa culture, MALWA, Malwa culture, underline Malwa culture, full stop. Navadotali, NAVA, Navadotali, 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 and Eran, ERAN, both come under Malwa culture. Both the places come under, both the sites come under Malwa culture. Full stop. At Navadotali, all the food crops were cultivated. Full stop. At Iran, E-R-A-N, Iran, we find huge walls, W-A-L-L, walls, suggesting fortification. Full stop. Next paragraph. Pots manufactured, pots, P-O-T, pots manufactured in Madhya Pradesh under Malwa culture were the most beautiful Chalcolithic pots full stop. That's the end of Chalcolithic age. Next, give the subheading Bronze Age. Bronze, B-R-O-N-Z-E, Bronze Age, within brackets, 2500 to 1750 BC, 2500 to 1750, 1750 BC, brackets close. Bronze is derived by mixing. Bronze is derived by mixing copper with tin. Copper with tin, T-I-N, tin. How you get bronze? Copper plus tin gives you bronze. Full stop. In the Bronze Age, wait. It is the second metal discovered, right, like that. It was the second metal discovered. Full stop. In the Bronze Age, Indus Valley Civilization, IVC, had seen its highest stage, had reached its highest stage, had seen its highest stage, and at the same time ended. Full stop. Next, give the subheading. Add one more statement there. At the same time ended. Full stop. Thus, THUS. Thus, IVC comes under Bronze Age. Indus Valley Civilization comes under Bronze Age. That's the question in UPSC. Beginnings of IVC means Chalcolithic age. IVC comes under which age means Bronze Age. Be clear about it. Next, give the subheading Iron Age. Within brackets, 1000 BC onwards. 1000 BC onwards, ONWARDS. That means it is still going on. brackets close. Iron was the latest metal. Iron is the latest metal. Latest. And Iron Age is still going on. And Iron Age is still going on. Full stop. It started in 1000 BC with the later Vedic age. With the later Vedic age. Fine. Close all that. Close your notes, everything. Listen. Now you are entering into Indus Valley civilization. I already told you, unless you know the importance of Indus Valley civilization, you cannot relate yourself to the topic. We must connect ourselves. You connect yourself better, very well, when you know the importance of the topic. Then what is the importance of Indus Valley civilization? I already told you, Indus Valley civilization, the only civilization in the world, still surviving. It has no end. It is still surviving. That's why I told you in UPSC you got a question. India, the country without a break with the past. We never had any break with the past. Our ardent wish is to see that break won't take place. Better not we get drifted away to another cultural system. So dharma is always great. Stick to your dharma, your culture. Indus Valley civilization, the only civilization still surviving. You have Mesopotamian, Egyptian, Crete, Sumerian, Greece, Mongolian. Where are these civilizations today? You can see them only in the ruins. Go to Egypt, pyramids. देखो pyramids है. मगर Egyptian culture कहाँ है? नहीं है. You come to India. In India, not only Indus Valley sites, but also Indus Valley culture still surviving. I told you in yesterday's class. Remember? In India, Indus Valley civilization and its culture, part of your life. Understand? I will make you people understand. You are worshipping tree, you are worshipping stone, you are worshipping animals. Understand? You are highly fashioned. I told you, Indus Valley woman going for lipsticks, hairstyles. You have Vastu Shastra, how to construct a house, town planning. Array, fantastic ideas. We borrowed these from Indus Valley times. Everything is connected to Indus Valley. That's why Indus Valley civilization, the rock bed of the Indian society. If I want to understand Indian society, first I must study Indus Valley civilization. The only civilization still surviving. Number one. Number two, world's biggest civilization, largest cultural formation in the entire prehistory, Indus Valley civilization. 240,000 square miles. Arey, my dear, I tell you, even today archaeologists are not clear about the boundaries. As the time is passing by, you come across new Indus Valley sites. What is the end of this civilization? World's largest civilization. All the civilizations put together, not a match to Indus Valley civilization in its size. Biggest cultural formation. Understand? Number 2. Next, number 3. What is so great and so unique about Indus Valley? Underground drainage systems with manholes. In all the contemporary civilizations, you don't have drainage systems. Forget about drainage systems. It is doubtful whether they ever had any bathing or not. Understand? That's why I said, India, India, the country that told the world what is sanitation. You fellows go for bath. Understand? Months together like that. In October, November, you turn off your tap. Only in March you open the tap, is it? Horrible. Okay. India, the country that taught the world what is meant by sanitation. How to dispose the used water. Look at underground drainage systems in Indus Valley times. Sir John Marshall tells us, when he entered into Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, he had a strange feeling. On record he says, I am not feeling as if I am walking down the streets of the cities of 3000 BC. They just look like old Manchester. Cities are so fresh. Indus Valley people, they were the first to cultivate cotton. Give the world fabrics, textiles. So qualitative cotton. Greeks all the way used to come to India. India, world's richest economy, is because of from Indus Valley times we developed merchandise. Most dynamic society. Indus Valley people, technically far ahead of the rest of the world. Technically, yes. They were the ones who built artificial naval dockyards. If you are building an artificial naval dockyard means you have thorough understanding on high tide and low tide. Lothal in Gujarat, where you see an artificially built naval dockyard. Engineering marvel. I am talking about a society of 2500 BC, going for engineering marvels. Indus Valley people, quite artistic. No one could match them. Contemporary civilizations, no one could match them when it comes to their artistic skills. Now I am telling you, my dear, they manufactured the most beautiful pottery. Most beautiful pottery ever manufactured in history. Glossy, shining, with beautiful painting around, geometrical designs. Understand? Indus Valley people manufactured seals, utmost beautiful seals. You see in your NCRT here, photographs of the seals. Humbled bull, majestic bull. Photograph of the bull. Now you come along with me to Lothal. I will take you to Lothal. If you go to Lothal, in the museum they will give you seal. Indus Valley seal of 1 rupee coin size. They are of 1 rupee coin size. Take the seal into your hand. You are damn excited. I am looking into the seal of 3000 years old. Look at the bull with rigor and strength. How you could get the image of the bull so well imprinted in this small seal? Hats off to Indus Valley people. You do it? You do it? If you start with the bull, it will become something else. You understand? Huh? Unless you explain it, no one can make out whether it is bull or not. Huh? You see the photographs of NCRT. No one could match Indus Valley people when it comes to artistic skills. Marvelous. Indus Valley civilization. For a long, long time, it remained in dark. No one could figure out. No one knew India had wonderful civilization like that. Unfortunately, our history textbooks were written by European scholars, Britishers. They always looked down upon us, telling that India backward country, uncivilized people. No one bothered. Then how Indus Valley civilization could come to limelight? Thanks again to the best efforts of Europeans. They marred and they made our history. Indians had no sense of history. You are never particular about knowing your past. It is that UPSC made Indian history compulsory. Cursing UPSC or sitting in the class. अरे इतिहास इतना बोर है ये सब्जेक्ट क्या है? You are not interested to know about your background. Every European country, every nation is very particular about knowing their background. Nations forget their history are destined to be doomed. You will be destroyed if you don't know your background. Know your background. Go to the roots. Understand? That's why Al-Biruni, who came along with Muhammad Ghazni to India, Al-Biruni learnt Sanskrit on his own, studied Bhagavad Gita, Rasaratnakara, Yoga Vasishtha. You don't know even these titles. Yesterday you were all dancing, Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram. Why Sri Ram? Bola bhai, why Sri Ram? I tell you, most profound philosopher. No one knows philosophical depth of Ram. Perfect human being. Maryada Ram. Very rarely he speaks. He had seen the perfection. That's why he doesn't open his mouth. At the age of five, Ram strikes a dialogue with Vasishtha. Vasishtha was perplexed. He could not answer his questions. That is Yoga Vasishtha. Who knows the philosophical depth of Ram? Only Hanuman knows. Because Hanuman himself is a great philosopher. That's why Hanuman never looks at the face of Ram. He always looks at the feet of Ram. Are you understanding? Hanuman, incarnation of Lord Shiva. Shiva, another expression of knowledge. Dakshinamurti. Okay. This knowledge respects the knowledge of the other person, the manifestation of Ram. Ram, you know, only a legendary hero. More than that, he is a very profound thinker. Never you come across his thought process. Understand? Unfortunately. Al-Biruni read all that. An Arab historian. There Al-Biruni says, you Indians, you have no sense of history. You never bothered to preserve your past. India 1000 years ahead of the rest of the world. No one could match the genius of an Indian. Aryabhat, Varahamihira, Brahmagupta. Okay, amazing. Understand? You never bothered to preserve your past. British historians, they made us understand the glory of our past. Understand? Charles Mason, give me 5 more minutes time. Don't remind me, your body language is something disturbing me. 5 more minutes. Charles Mason was the first to notice the remains of Mohenjo-daro. He was an engineer surveying the track in the Sindh part of present Pakistan. While surveying the track, he had seen very huge mound, M-O-U-N-D mound. There he had come across beautiful pottery, beautiful seals. He was taken aback. Who manufactured these parts? So beautiful, beautiful seals. It must have been inhabited by people at some point or the other time. Charles Mason asked the local people, you local people, please tell me what is this place? This place? Okay. Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro means the burial ground. You Charles Mason, why are you here in these graveyards, burial grounds? They are haunted places. Bhuta, preta, pishach. You better leave this place. Okay. But Charles Mason himself so much, attracted to the place, irresistible. He had recorded whatever he had seen in the spot. That became the basis for Alexander Cunningham. Cunningham, the father of Indian field archaeology, he noticed Mohenjo-daro. Yes, it is a site of historic importance. Unfortunately, you don't have archaeology department. You have Archaeological Survey of India created by Lord Canning, Governor General Canning. He created Archaeological Survey of India department. They come and they survey. They say, yes, this is archaeological site. That's where the role ends. They are not experts in digging. You require archaeology department people for excavation. Archaeological survey is like physician. Archaeologist is like a surgeon. Who will take up the excavation, digging work? Archaeologists should conduct it. In India, archaeology department was created by Governor General Karjan. Understand? I told you Karjan like Shekuni Mama in Mahabharata. Okay. Karjan always loved Indian history, Indian culture, but he never admitted it. I don't know whether you remember this or not. I don't know whether I taught you modern India or not. Okay. Karjan would not go to bed without studying Kautilya's Arthashastra. On his work table, you see the quotes of only Kautilya's Arthashastra. But he won't admit it. He will always criticize Kautilya, immoral, unethical philosopher. But the moment he goes home, he will read only Kautilya's Arthashastra. Silently, he will admire Kautilya. Arey kya hai? Itna acha philosopher hai. Understand? For Karjan, India, a university where no one can get graduated in lifetime. You Indians, you are really great. There's no point in going around the world. Tour India first. Swaminarayan. Swaminarayan's, there's a lovely monograph on Swaminarayan. 45 minutes only. Fantastic. If time permits, see this. Swaminarayan traveling all the way from Himalayas to Kanyakumari. A panoramic view of India. Karjan created archaeology department because he was very much interested in reviving the culture glory of India. Karjan instrumental for bringing Sir John Marshall. Sir John Marshall, highly qualified archaeologist, first DG Director General of Indian Archaeology. India's luck was highly committed archaeologists were there. R.D. Banerjee, understand? Nandagopal Majumdar, Dayaram Sahani. These people helped him to conduct excavations and bring Indus Valley into limelight. That's how it had come to limelight. I will be discussing tomorrow Indus Valley civilization.